Poker nowadays still is the only iGaming and gambling vertical that is different to sports betting, casino, or lottery. I believe for companies there are times of growth and there are times of efficiency. If you see that market is growing, if you see that tons of opportunities to go to different markets, different geographical areas, it makes sense to increase your production ability and invest into growth. Poker is the only vertical that is still based on skills. Players really can win based on their skill, not only pure luck. Poker is a competitive game. People love to compete with each other, so it's important for them to understand where they are in this competition, and leaderboards allow them to see it, to visualize it. Poker is a very natural game for streaming and even for group streaming. All the streamers, they can sit together on the poker table and play with against each other and stream at the same time on their own audience.
Hello everyone, this is Faruk and you are at Revpanda Live. Welcome to our podcast box at SPC Summit Lisbon, and I'm together with Dmitry Starostenkov, CEO of EvenBet Gaming. Dimitry, welcome to the show. It's great to see you here with us.
Hello, thank you for having me. It's really appreciated.
Thank you so much. Dimitri, I know that you have a very busy schedule, so I saw your booth also here at SPC Summit. The traffic is great. So I would like to start with your impressions here at the event. How is it going so far for you and for EvenBet Gaming?
It's going really well. First thing, I was really impressed by yesterday SBC Leaders event. Like it's evolving, and also football match. It's like I didn't expect anything like that, to be honest, and I think it's kind of another level for the industry and for our gaming suppliers. So like shout out to SBC team. And today, the first day of the show, we're pretty busy. A lot of traffic. Like comparing to the last year, I would say it's more, and we are seeing more people coming. We are having a lot of fruitful meetings. So like more all in all, I'm very satisfied with the event.
Very good to hear. Last year it was the first time in Lisbon, so I think there were some hiccups.
Yeah.
But this year I also noticed that it is going much better, and the traffic at the booths in general it is much higher.
Yeah.
And the football match you mentioned yesterday, like it was great to see the football stars that we grew up seeing from our childhood, at least mine.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, like, it's in the gaming industry. It's the first time when the organizers, they did it not only for iGaming industry itself, but for the people outside of iGaming industry.
Yeah, that's true. The general public also had the opportunity to join, and it was a charity event, so that was great. Dimitri, I'm pretty sure anyone watching us today, they already know you and EvenBet Gaming. But for those who are just meeting you at our show today, I'd like to ask you if you can share your iGaming journey and maybe tell us more about EvenBet Gaming.
All right. So I have been doing this for 20 years already. So I am a software engineer by education. So like I started this company as a software company, and then we developed our first poker software 20 years ago. We got first clients, and mostly it was for US market because it was booming market for poker this time. Then Black Friday happened. We lost all the clients in the US. We were struggling, and then I would say 2016 poker started growing again, and because thanks to GG Poker guys and all others like Asian market. And yeah, so since this time we are like experiencing growth, and especially COVID helped us to increase our players base, our clients. So we are B2B supplier. We supply mostly focusing on poker games, different variations of poker like Texas Hold'em, Omaha, and others, but also like multiplayer card games For example, OK Rami, that is like well known for Turkey, and for example, Tingpati or Rami, for that which are popular in India.
So, Dimitri, that's great. I mean, the growth is amazing, and I read it somewhere like you have been with the company over like almost a decade, right? At EvenBet Gaming, and in the last 5 years, the company grew like 5 times. That's actually such a rapid growth. And I was wondering, like, as a leader, what did you do to achieve this great success? Because we are talking about like a huge growth over there. So can you tell us more on that?
I don't consider headcount as like greatest success for me as a leader. You know, ideally I would stay efficient and and make more on the same numbers of people of the team on the same team size, but bigger numbers in revenue and profit and so forth. But like I believe for companies there are times of growth and there are times of efficiency. So like if you see that market is growing, if you see that there are tons of opportunities to go to different markets, different geographical areas, it makes sense to increase your production ability and invest into growth. And for sure, you will lose efficiency because you can't do at the same time grow and work on efficiency. But then once you growth is like already settled, you can focus on efficiency. You can think how to produce higher revenue on the same team size and so forth. So like growth, efficiency, then growth again. So like I think if you do in this way, then we can always continue growing as a business.
I see you. I love what you say. So you want to focus on optimization rather than like becoming a big company with the headcount. You want to do things better and more optimized way, right?
Yeah, I'd say we should not forget about each part. So companies which only focus on efficiency, they can't grow, right?
Right.
Yeah, because they are very focused on saving on each dollar here and there, and they can't think, wide. And companies which are really focused only on growth, they're losing efficiency and they could be vulnerable for crisis and so forth. So so how to do it in how to combine both this and that. So my recipe is like you can do it at the same time both, but you should understand which time you can grow and which time you can be efficient.
I think it is important to find a sweet spot over there, and this is what the leaders are doing. So I see that it has been handled very well on your end.
Thank you.
Dimitri, let's talk about poker. This is like the main niche, of course, at EvenBet Gaming, and in the market, poker is often seen as a particular niche, right? So when you compare it with slots or sports betting, so how do you see online poker fitting into today's iGaming ecosystem? And maybe you're the best person to answer about like what unique value does it bring for operators?
I love to talk about this.
All day.
Yeah. So poker nowadays still is the only iGaming and gambling vertical that is different to sports betting, casino, or lottery. The difference is that first, poker is the only vertical that is still based on skills. So players really can win based on their skill, not only pure luck. Second, it's the only vertical where players communicate, where players really are proud of their growth as a player. They are really proud of their winnings. They are really even proud of their losses, and they really want to share this experience. You can't imagine any casino slots player that is very keen to share with friends and about this. Like mostly it's like lonely game, right?
Yeah.
But poker is a different story. You can see there are tons of forums about poker, but not so many forums about casino games. So poker plays, I think, from this perspective, significant role in iGaming ecosystem, bringing this social element into iGaming, bringing interaction, bringing a learning curve to players. So, and I believe that makes poker special, and that can be used by iGaming operators in a different, very efficient, very nice ways to increase retention, LTV, to entertain players in a better way. So poker could be like a glue for operators that sticks players to play online more.
Actually, Dimitri, you really pointed out something very important. Like when it is luck-based kind of an activity or a game, you're right, nobody will talk about it, yeah? But if it is skills-based, definitely people will have stories and they will share in the community. And also, the nature of poker is all about like talking and so on. Even doesn't matter you're online or you're sitting at the table. So that's a very well observation. And we were talking about the values, that operators are getting. I want to bring you kind of a case. So let's say that there's an operator, they have got slots, they have got Sportsbook, but they do not offer poker. So how they can fit this into their product without making it some kind of a, like a side product activity, let's call it. How do you think they can achieve, the introduction of poker in their, operations?
I think it depends on their capabilities. Some of the operators, if they have a big enough team, they could build a good poker operation inside their team. But mostly like medium-sized operators, I think the best way for them to rely on service providers like EvenBet, which can provide not only like game itself, but also like operational service. So like higher value added service when we could give support and poker room management to casino operators, and then really focus only on using poker as a retention tool. I mean that poker is kind of complicated vertical. Yeah, there are good sides, we discussed this, but the downsides of poker is like it's complicated in operation, and it's also like risky because a lot of fraud and so forth, and it's scarce. It could spook many casino operators. But from the other side, either with the tunnel team or with our service, it could be very. If it's built in the right way, it would be very like basic. It could be very basic thing for the ecosystem to keep players running around the casino. So I have these use cases from our clients when they start as pure casino and then sports books, and then but when they understand, okay, we need to something else to keep players in our website, and then they integrate our poker, and then they put this not as a like somewhere down on the menu and players can't find it yet. No, they put it on the top menu, they promote it, and they really use poker as acquisition tool, as a retention tool. So the use cases demonstrate us that it's working.
So let's say that you have got an operator, they come to you, to EvenBet Gaming, and they say, look, we'd like to add poker, within our operations. I would like to have it as well. How do you guide them at EvenBet Gaming? So you said that you're not only just providing the game and, leave them. There are more things you do, right, to build that relationship with the operator.
Yeah, we call it like managed service, and we try to provide to different operators different levels of this managed service, really dependent on their ambitions and on their needs. Like, for example, we are having client that is like they have zero knowledge in poker and they just want poker. So for those clients, we can provide 100% managed service. We manage all tables, all players, all fraud ourselves. They need only focus on marketing, having promotions, retention tools, and so forth. So but for example, there are other casino operators or sportsbook operators, they want to have deeper in poker. They have their own management team, but this management team, they want to focus only on operation itself. They don't want to care about fraud. So we can take this part. We control fraud. We have anti-fraud team on our side, and then they focus only on operational stuff. So we could tailor-made for each operator in depending on their ambition, specific set of services which fit their needs and their operational situation.
I see. So you just make the life easier for iGaming operators who would like to enter the poker vertical. So that's really great. Let's continue with the poker because I see there's a huge demand in the market for online poker and more operators are actually adopting it. So when it comes to the trends such as gamification, we have got also private tables, right? So we have got some new formats of poker. So which one do you think has the biggest impact when it comes to player engagement?
I think let's mention three areas where we can really impact on retention. First, I think leaderboards, because poker is a competitive game. People love to compete with each other, so it's important for them to understand where they are in this competition, and leaderboards allow them to see it, to visualize it. So different leaderboards depending on rate generated or how much money they won. It's quite important for players to satisfy this eager to achieve something. Second point is about levels and achievements of some specific statuses and receiving progressive rakeback depending on their statuses. It's also quite important for players because, as we mentioned, poker players like to grow. And sometimes they play poker, they want to get to the next level. So levels and some benefits depending on all these levels play inevitable role for retention and long-term gameplay in poker. And the last one, missions and bonuses connected with these missions, for doing different activity inside poker rooms, would give to operators ability to introduce new features to players, to give them new variations of poker games and so forth. So it could be mission to do different tasks on the way and then get different rewards on the accomplishment. So I think these three retention tool would work great.
Dimitri, I noticed one thing. Since the beginning of our conversation, you mentioned retention a lot. So I actually would like to hear about retention tasks that you have got, because it is pretty different than the retention activities that you do at sports betting or slots, right? So I was wondering, outside of the bonuses, because this is very typical, of course, what really keeps the players coming back, according to you?
As I mentioned, for example, daily tasks.
Yeah.
And in poker, it would be very different comparing to bonuses. Play 30 hands in Omaha. Tomorrow we get another task. Play three rolls in Texas Hold'em. And then the next task, generate that amount of rake. Then next task, get this combination of cards. So poker gives really different variety of tasks and engagement tools for players in compared to casino or sportsbook, in my opinion. So you can really be inventive, and I see it among our operators how they inventive in entertainment poker players. So and they are very inventive in finding new ways to give them these tasks and activities.
And one thing that I noticed in our industry, like almost all leaders are asking the same question, like how can we attract new players? And the players should also come from the newer generations, because poker, yes, it's kind of one of the oldest games that we know in the market, but also we have got Gen Z, for instance. So you'd like to turn Gen Z into poker players. So are there any specific things that you can suggest for operators to really have the Gen Z, playing on their website and play with them these poker games? So I wonder about your suggestions over there.
Let's say first we discussed that poker is a very social and community-based games, and just consider this and think about Gen Z and millennials. What is their number one priority? It's socialization, right? It's they love communities, they love to communicate and so forth. So like I think poker also is a very old game, has a perfect fit with these behavioral habits. Like with poker, even new generation can find a lot of fun playing together, communicating, and so forth. And we are seeing this. So like there are a lot of young players coming to poker, and it's not like it's a game of old guys sitting on the poker tables. Yeah, you can check all the tournaments. There are different ages and even different, even female players, are coming to poker. So like, I think poker is a great fit for this new generation, but it's important to evolve poker game in order to satisfy their expectations. They don't want like 20 years ago just to sit in empty room. I mean, online poker, like just table, and you focus only on gameplay itself, no interactions, no chats, and so forth. Like you are a professional player, you're a serious guy, and so forth. But nowadays they want to interact, they want to chat, they want to send emojis, you want to throw objects, all this fancy stuff around and poker, because poker is not only game to like win. Poker is also a game to socialize. So like, yeah.
So you just mentioned about the evolution of the game.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like poker is reinvented over time, because there's like, we know there are social apps, streaming right now is very important in poker. You mentioned community-driven activities a lot. So I think these are some of the ways that probably new players will be entering in the zone. Are there anything else that comes to your mind, like to make poker a bit more attractive for not only Gen Z, but for everybody, and having more people playing it?
I think we need to, as I mentioned, to think how we can make poker like quicker, to have this 10 seconds experience for players, like that they can jump in, have some fun, move to other activities. So like, this TikTok approach should be also adopted by poker, like, and then this would be successful. And also you mentioned influencers and streamers. Like also for poker, it's kind of it's very important to stream poker and to be on this trend. But as you can see, even when streamers stream slots, there are slot streamers, you can see very often they have, together with the slot game, they have on the screen poker table playing some poker tournament at the same time. So I think poker is a very natural game for streaming and even for group streaming. So like imagine now it's becoming more and more popular group streaming, right? And in group streaming, poker fits very well as well. Like all these streamers, they can sit together on the poker table and play with against each other and stream at the same time on their own audience. So like I think like adapting poker for streaming consuming behavior it's quite important future trend.
You are talking about tournaments, and I know that EvenBet Gaming is actually actively involving in the tournaments. Even you organized one recently, as far as I remember, right?
Yeah.
So, how was that experience? Can you tell us more about that activity?
Yeah, you know, we believe that also that live pokerton events and online poker, it's not, we should not forget about live poker events because for players, it's inevitable to meet with other poker players in person and play in live in compared to online environment. So it should be smooth poker experience for players playing online and at the same time from time to time meet at some physical point and play against each other. I just mean that live events is important supplemental it's important part of the poker experience for operators and all poker players. And considering this, we are trying to develop our own presence in live poker events. And for example, we are operating our own poker network Replay in European region, and we also organize poker events under this brand. And so like tournaments, live tournaments, and we also strongly encourage our operators and partners around the world when they consider poker operation, they should also consider these together with live events because live events create additional activity for poker players and additional social interaction.
Absolutely. So, definitely things are going to online direction. Everything is digital, but that experience sitting at a table and socializing over there, so it's completely something that people will stick to.
Yeah.
And it is even for us the same thing. So at our group of companies, for instance, we organize on-site events. Yes, we know we have podcasts, we can do online meetings and so on, but the handshake, the feeling of that handshake will never be replaced by AI and so on.
Yeah.
So I definitely get what you say and I love it. As EvenBet Gaming, the poker tournaments and so, they are not the only things that you do. You also go to a lot of iGaming expos around the world, and you're actively working in most of the popular iGaming markets, in multiple markets already. So I know that you also have, Dimitry, a particular interest in emerging markets. So I was wondering, like, which regions do you see as the hottest spots for poker right now?
I would say Asia is the biggest market, emerging market for poker, in my opinion, and Africa is like untouched territory for poker, and I believe it would be anyway a great market for poker. Although it's going to be a long way to teach people how to play poker, to create communities, create audience there for poker. But we think that what is important about poker is the learning curve. While it provides for players this learning curve when they can start from zero and they can achieve something, it would be popular and it will get new players and bigger audience. So, as I said, Africa and Latin America is growing market for poker. So, like, and also like US. Don't forget about
Yeah.
US. Yeah, because it's kind of interesting situation. Yeah, US is the motherland of poker, but still, like, I would say, like, emerging market because
Yeah.
of the regulation restrictions are only now, like, widening. So let's say like this. So I see poker as it has really huge potential in the US as a market.
Absolutely, I definitely agree with Asia. I mean, like we have got lots of Asian partners, and they really love poker themselves. So it's a great market for poker companies. Dimitri, before we wrap it up, what's next for EvenBet Gaming? Do you have any exciting projects or launches that you see in the future? If you can share them with us.
Yeah, I would definitely share that we are launching a new product in November. We are targeting specifically sportsbook and casino operators, and we'll make poker like a bit more lightweight and easier to operate for online operators, and like still, as we discussed, poker is quite challenging vertical and requires a lot of skills and expertise from operators team to work with. But yeah, so now we will release on the market like quicker product, lighter product, easier to operate, less demanding for risks and anti-fraud teams. So, and this product will be a great addition for retention tools for sportsbook and casino operators. So we are trying to evolve our offering for the market, so giving to the market different range of poker products for different conditions.
I see, Dimitri. I'm very excited. I will be following all these new updates coming up. And for those listeners who would like to learn more about your work and those who would like to stay up to date about EvenBet Gaming, what's the best way to connect with you?
The best way to subscribe to our LinkedIn page and subscribe to our newsletters. We are sending every month updates about our product, about achievements we make. So, like, I think it's the best way.
Yeah, you have got a great newsletter. I'm,
Yeah.
subscribed to your newsletter, and I'm getting all these new updates from you anytime. And they are not only about EvenBet. You also sent some information about the market in general, and I think there will be a trend report is coming up, right? Pretty
Yeah.
soon this year. Can you tell us about it a bit more? Because I'm very excited to hear on that.
It will be third trend report we preparing, when we started, there were no any trend reports on the market. Now there are many trend reports, and we decided to move our trend report a bit earlier, so like to stay a bit on the crowd. So our trend report is based on surveys we are doing during the shows, and based on the answers of respondents, we are building this report about expectations of people or experts from the iGaming industry about business future, about current status, about regulation, about their pain points, so and so forth. So like, and every year we are changing our way to ask people, and we are changing our way to analyze their answers to increase value for from this trend report. So you can expect again something new from this trend report, something different to the what we have done already in the past. So like, I believe it would be very interesting to read and to check.
I'm very much looking forward to it, and we will be sharing it with our audience as well, so they will learn more about the trends that you and your partners see. Dimitri, thank you so much for your time, for joining us today. I found this conversation really inspirational for myself. I learned a lot of things from you today, and I was wondering if you have anything to add for our audience, if you have any message to tell them.
I'm not sure. I wish everybody good luck with the last 2 days of the show, like and for the business to grow, and with all us to be successful. And thank you again for inviting me to this great podcast. I really enjoyed this.
Thank you, Dimitri. I very much appreciate it. Thank you everyone for watching. It was a great conversation today. Stay tuned for our updates and follow us on our social media channels. And I'll see you at the next Revpanda live show.